I am Dr. Robin Huang. I am the physician provider at Scarsdale, New York, and I've been with Center for Vein Restoration since August of last year. The compression socks that we are talking about are the elastic graduated compression stockings that we typically refer to. And what it does is that it provides external pressure when you put them on. And this external pressure will eventually translate into internal pressure within the legs. And it will help the patient's calf muscle pump blood. By doing so, it assists in return of blood to patient's veins. And in addition, due to the creation of this external pressure, it also helps drive some of the fluid or edema from the soft tissues into the venous or lymphatic systems. And by doing that, it can help the patients in terms of reduction of their swelling and edemas. And also when you improve the patient's venous circulation, there are literatures that suggest that the risk of deep vein thrombosis can also be reduced. And some of the athletes also feel like when they put on the stockings, their performance seems to improve, or they can recover faster after strenuous physical activities. Well, the main difference is obviously the length of coverage that these stockings provide. The thigh height goes all the way up to the proximal thigh, while the knee height tends to end just immediately below the knees. And in terms of the amount of therapeutic pressure that they provided is actually determined by the predetermined set of pressure, and that is independent of the length of the stockings. So for example, some of the commercially available stockings, whether they're thigh high or knee high, if they're labeled as 10 to 15 millimeters of mercury, then they provide 10 to 15 millimeters of mercury, and so on and so forth. Some of the more therapeutic strength stockings, which are typically not available without a prescription, would be 20 to 30 or 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and even greater than 50. And those stockings obviously provide a lot more pressure, and they need to be supervised by a physician if you are trying to use them. Well, I think the stockings, first of all, provide some type of symptomatic relief if a patient experiences symptoms coming from chronic venous insufficiency or even lymphedema, so on and so forth. As far as how efficacious they are, it is not necessarily determined by the length of the stockings, but rather the distribution of the patient's disease. And therefore, if the patient's venous insufficiency is confined in the calf, then a lot of times the knee-high stockings will suffice. However, if the patient's disease pattern extends all the way up to the thigh and perhaps even higher, then the patient will require longer stockings in order to have a positive effect. Yes, in terms of medical complications associated with the wrong length of stockings, there may not be anything significant. However, I believe that compliance is the key to the efficacies of these stockings, and it is commonly it is a common opinion that from a lot of patients that the thigh-high stockings are much more difficult to put on compared to the knee-high stockings. And in addition, because of the fact that the thigh-high stockings are much higher, patients may experience more discomfort because the stockings sometimes roll down on their thigh, and it causes more friction, more discomfort, irritation to the skins, and therefore patients' compliance may suffer due to the very fact that it is harder to put on and more uncomfortable to keep them on. And therefore, if the compliance is low, then the patients will not experience or receive any benefits from inappropriately measured stockings. And if the patients cannot use them, and obviously their disease and their symptoms will persist, and in that sense, there is drawback. Yes, I believe proper fitting in terms of the size, the length, as well as the strength matters to a patient. For example, if the stockings are not properly fitted for a particular patient, it may be too loose or too tight. And if these stockings do not stay on the patient, then obviously they will not provide the proper effect. And in addition, it is important for the physician as well as the patient to understand that there are certain contraindications with compression stockings. Not all the patients can fit compression stockings if they have severe peripheral artery disease, for example. If their arterial circulations have already been compromised by applying more external pressure, you're basically compromising the blood pressure, the arterial circulation even further, and therefore that would be a serious contraindication. In addition, having compression stockings that are not appropriately fitted, it tends to cause more skin irritation due to frictions, or sometimes if they're too tight, they simply feel like a tourniquet on your legs, and that's obviously very uncomfortable. Or if they're just too loose and they do not stay on at the right level. And also, if the patients are not wearing the appropriate length of stockings when their venous insufficiency has extended all the way up to the thigh, and they chose to only wear compression stockings up to the knee, then a part of the disease veins are not being compressed, and in that sense, the patient will not receive any benefit from it. And finally, I think it is also important to understand that the amount of compression that the compression stockings provide also has a therapeutic indicator. Most of the over-the-counter stockings that patients can get from the internet, for example, most of them provide about 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury pressure, which is adequate for daily usage. However, if the patient has a clinically proven chronic venous insufficiency, then the pressure, the external pressure that is needed may be higher than 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury. And therefore, if the patient presents with spider veins or varicose veins, for example, typically what we would like to start out would be 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury compression stockings in order to overcome the venous hypertension that came as a result of venous insufficiency. If the patient has severe edema, swelling, then the pressure that is required to alleviate that problem needs to be even higher, sometimes 30 to 40 millimeters of mercury, for example. And therefore, it is important for a physician to actually evaluate what clinical indications are there and what distribution of the disease pattern on their legs, and prescribe appropriately, therefore. Well, there are studies that demonstrated that the compression socks or compression stockings can be used to prevent or minimize the risk of deep vein thrombosis in a situation where the risk is high, such as in a long flight where the patient is immobile. And they could also help some of the athletes recover faster after strenuous physical activity, and some athletes seem to believe that it helps them and enhance their performance with the sports activities that they engage in. However, in terms of prevention of the onset of chronic venous insufficiency, they are not useful in terms of actually preventing the patients from developing venous insufficiency, but they can be used as a conservative management in case if the patients do not feel like they want to participate and undergo definitive therapy, or sometimes we use compression stockings as an adjunct in addition to the definitive treatment. For example, some of the peripheral edemas can be managed through compression stocking during the therapeutic phase of patient's treatment. And I personally also use the compression stockings, and I'm pretty sure many physicians do the same thing too. We use the compression stockings as part of the quote-unquote dressing regimen after the procedure. Right. So I think that the length of the stockings really should be determined by a combination of factors. For example, the distribution or the location of patients' venous insufficiency, as well as how easy it is for the patients to actually put on the stockings. And for example, there are patients who seem to have difficulty reaching down and while making an attempt to put on the stockings. These stockings are well known to be very tight, and trying to put them on by itself is fairly difficult. And if a patient has some type of mobility difficulty, it is most likely very challenging for these patients to put on the stockings, especially the ones that are thigh high. And ultimately, it impacts their willingness to be compliant with the compression stockings. If the patients don't put them on, they are not effective. And in addition, sometimes if the patient tends to be active outdoors and in an event where the weather is hot, many people do not even like to put on stockings of any type. And again, if the compliance is not there, then there's no therapeutic value whatsoever. If a patient feels like there's a reason for them to purchase over-the-counter compression stockings, my first advice is perhaps ask as to why compression stocking suddenly becomes a topic of discussion. Is it because one of your friends have given you some type of advice saying, "Oh, this may help you in terms of what the patient is experiencing"? Then the question really is, why are you experiencing symptoms that tip off the necessity of buying over-the-counter compression stockings? Do you have underlying chronic venous insufficiency resulting in some of the symptoms that are bothering you? Are your legs constantly feeling achy? Are they swollen? Do they itch? Do they have throbbing pains? And worse off, have they developed some type of skin color changes or even onset of an ulcer? And if that's the case, rather than buying an over-the-counter stockings, perhaps the appropriate thing to do is to actually have an appropriate proper evaluation as to determine whether chronic venous insufficiency actually exists. And with proper diagnosis, then maybe we can go ahead and provide an appropriate strength compression stockings that will not be available without a prescription. Once again, the over-the-counter versions tend to provide 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury pressure, which is probably adequate for casual usage. But if there is an indication that stronger compression is necessary due to the presence of venous insufficiency, that can only be available after appropriate diagnosis and through prescription by a physician.